Welcome to Unbiased Sports, and today we have a new little show I'm doing, man. It's called Straight to the Point, uh, and it's exactly that. We get straight to the point. We talk all football, not only Arsenal, all Premier League, everything going on, everything. Everything that's going on in the Premier League and Serie A and Champions League and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna have a guest for you guys today. Uh, He's going to be on shortly. He's just sorting out a few things. I was just on his show. Check out the football corner. I'll introduce him properly when he's when he joins. But yeah, listen, today we're going to be speaking about who Arsenal should sign, and the guest is here. And let me introduce him. I was on his channel. We first met on someone else's channel. Big up Judge Mo. Check out Judge Mo. We were on there, and straight away we knew we were gonna have some chemistry. We got some opinions that we agree muchly, and we have some opinions that we might not agree on. But we're both man enough to debate it correctly in a good way and understand each other's points. And he's gonna be my first guest on Straight to the Point. We're gonna be talking about let me introduce him, man. Bring him in. Come into the chat. Come into the chat, yeah. I'm gonna check it out. Show. Here now. Thanks for coming on the channel. I appreciate it. Introduce yourself.
Listen. Big up to yourself. Big up to yourself. It's Saad from the Football Corner 97. Guys, firstly, if you're watching this on a replay, and if there's people in the live chat, make sure you're liking this video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel, because that's all we ask for. Like the video, because it helps us so much, getting out to more people, getting out to more faces, so more people see the content. But yeah, big up to yourselves. Big up to Giuseppe for inviting me on. Thank you very much for having me on the channel, bro. But yeah, we're gonna get into this, man. There's a lot to talk about, man.
Man, come on. And make sure you go and subscribe to the Football Corner. It's in the description. This is going to be going. I've done it live, but listen, I'm new to all this, so you can see that the setup, you got it to a T on yours. Like the music comes on and the picture, and now I'm here like struggling.
It took time, man. Bro, it took time, bro. It took time. I wasn't used to it at the start, bro.
Yeah,
it was so new to me. So I was still trying to sort it out, bro. But slowly but surely we're getting there, man. We're getting there slowly but surely, man.
But yeah, man, so check him out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff for people that are watching. And make sure you like this because, yeah, it helps us. It helps me. As I said, I'm new, so every little helps, every little subscriber helps, Think of the little man, But yeah, today, episode 1, I thought we'll start with some Arsenal transfer talk, man. Some what do we need? Who do we need? What should we go and do? What sort of business? I know me and you have spoken bits and pieces, and I know we agree on a few names and stuff that we would like. So yeah, man, bro, you let me know first who you think we should be signing. What's the priority signing that Arsenal should be going for? Who should it be? What position should it be? And how much you wanting to spend?
I think for me the priority signing used to be striker, but recently I've kind of changed my direction on that. So now I do believe we need a left 8 more than anything. We need that left 8 more than anything, because we need to improve the chances that we're creating, the chances through the middle. So for us, it's very simple. We need to get that left 8. I've always been screaming out for Nicola Barella. Bro, that guy would just suit us to a T. I believe he just fits right into the system. He plays that football anyway, a box-to-box midfielder, a true box-to-box, who can do everything, bro. He can help with the defensive duties. He can push the ball forward. He can also chip in with a goal here and there. So, bro, he's a definition of a box-to-box. So for me, it's simple, man. I need that left 8. I do need that left 8. Nicola Barella, if I were to get my man, Nicola Barella, it probably cost us around 80 million. I'll be honest with you, 80, 70, 80 million, depending on what Inter want to do, because Inter are really good at getting a load of money out of clubs, man. They're very good at selling their players, and then they buy for cheap. So that's literally their whole situation there, man. they've literally mastered it and made it so every time they come out and they buy it and they sell a player, they make sure to sell it for big bucks. When they buy a player, they make sure to buy him for as little as possible. It's the best way to run their club. Well, actually, it's not the best way because they always sell their best players. So I know that a few Inter fans are not happy with that. But yeah, if I was to get my man, I'm going for Nicola Barella, who's 80 million, because I feel like that's what will take us a bit further. I think obviously a striker is very important as well, but right now we need to somewhat get more control in that midfield. We need to get control in that midfield. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, I 100% agree with you. And hey, listen, in an ideal world, in an ideal world, I believe that we would get Varela for a decent price, but man, I just don't see it happening. Inter are so good with their money, and they're so good with not good with their money, I shouldn't say, but they're so good at getting money that they want for players, overpricing players, and I just don't think we'll go for it. It's so mad, but he would be so good. I'm a huge Barella fan. Obviously, I support Milan, so watching them obviously play on opposite
The other side.
side of Milan hurts. But obviously, I'm Italian as well, so I follow Italy as well. So I get him there. He's a quality player. I'd love him at Arsenal, man. Him and like have oh my god, I was about to say Havertz, bro. Him and
oh my god.
Him and damn, I can't remember his name.
Rice.
What's the guy from? The guy from the one from Bayern, man. Damn. Goretzka, yeah. Why was I thinking H? Yeah, Goretzka. Him or Goretzka for me would be the superb 8 signing. Then you go to like the stage below that, which is where I think we're going to be probably shopping, and that's going to be Ruben Neves and Douglas Luiz. That's where I think we'll end up shopping, to be honest. I don't know who you would prefer out of them two. A lot of people say to me, they would rather Neves. A lot of people say to me they would rather Luiz. I put it out today about Neves, and I had a few people coming to me saying they'd rather Douglas Luiz. But I don't know what you think. Who you do?
No, the thing is, I think for me, I completely understand the Goretzka links because he's very attacking as well.
Yeah,
gets goals. He's very good at getting goals, also helping out. And he would fit that role perfectly because he'd give you that kind of Granit Xhaka type vibe. You know what I mean? Where he pushes the ball forward, he assists the players on the left wings, on the right wings. You know what I mean? He moves around the pitch a lot. But for me, Nicola Barella right now, that's my man, bro. That's what I want, bro. I want that guy at my club. I see him in red and white, and I know that he's gonna be real good, man, when he comes into the club, man. So I can't steer away from Nicola Barella just because I've watched him when I've watched Inter, because I watch a few Serie A games when I can. And anytime I see him, man, he's always either the man of the match or having such a good game.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best players on the pitch. So for me, it goes without question, man. Without question, we need to be going in for these high class, because I think we've kind of moved from trying to get these new signings or these lower down signings, you know what I mean? These unknown signings. We've now moved into the bracket of we have to get world-class players. We need to get world-class players. We need to be shopping in a world-class bracket now, because we've moved into the world-class territory. We've moved into the Champions League now. We're probably going to go into we're going to go into the round of 16 now, where it starts to get real techie, and then it starts to get techie in the quarterfinals and then the semis. So we're not playing in the small leagues anymore. We're playing in the big leagues now. Yeah, we're in the Premier League. We're in top 4 consistently. We're competing for the league as well. So we need to be shopping in these kind of markets, man, of the world class markets, because those are the players that you need to bring in your club if you want to have success. So yeah, I'm going for for Nicola Barella. But I can understand the argument for Goretzka because I rate him so much as a player. And yeah, honestly,
Yeah, I just want to put out there. I'd rather Barella over Goretzka. But let me ask you this: what about if Arsenal were to say, like, because we want like a striker as well? They say, we can loan Ruben Neves out now for 6 months, try him out, see how he goes. Then maybe the prime target in the summer is a number 8, maybe a Barella or something like that. Would you be cool with that? Would you be all right with that if it was like a loan for Neves?
A loan of the for Neves. Listen, Neves has been a target of the club for a minute now. Yeah, he's been a target for about 2 years. So Mikel Arteta and Edu have always had an interest in this guy. They've always wanted to bring him into the club. It was just about how much Wolves were willing to charge us. But now that he is in Saudi, he's not really feeling it over there. And we have the chance to loan him. I'm completely with it. Because he can play in the 6, he can play in the 8. He's a versatile player. Obviously, we won't need him to play in the 6 because we have Declan Rice there, but he can still play in the 8. He's good at pushing the ball forward. He's, I believe he's only 30, I believe. If my memory proves me correctly, I'm just going to double check.
Yeah, bro, 100%. Like for me as well with Ruben, you bring him in and then you still sign.
He's 26.
Yeah, he's still young, bro.
He's
still young.
He's
I
26.
I didn't want to say.
I thought he was like 30 or something, man.
No, bro. This is what I'm saying.
Oh no, 100%. 100%.
So the thing is with me, you bring in Neves. Yeah, I still think you sign Neves at the end of the season and then go and sign a number 8. Let Jorginho leave.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have Neves, Rice. Party's going to leave. You have Neves, Rice, and another number 8 in the squad. Maybe bring up someone. I think that's starting to look good. I think that's starting to look nice back there. For me, say you bring in a Barella, and then you have a midfield of Neves, Barella, Rice as options. All the guards there, Smith Rowe's there. You know, we start looking packed in the midfield with them 2 signings. I know, obviously, we have Partey and Jorginho, but I think Partey's always injured, so you've hardly ever got him as a choice. And Jorginho, he's a bit old now. He's like, both of them are an upgrade on Jorginho. And you could argue that both of them are potential upgrades on Partey, definitely with the amount of games you're going to have them for. So for me, you're right. We need to start looking at the world-class players, but I feel like that is more of a summer thing. For me, the only way we sign someone of that quality in January is if that's the only player we sign. And I just don't. I think we need more than one player because I don't think Barella alone would be more impactful than, say, Neves and a striker. I don't think for right now. So for me, I'd wait maybe till the summer for a Barella. But what about you, striker? You think we need what striker are you thinking? Because there's a lot of debates here.
Bro, I've had arguments with people, and I've said it straight up, man. I think Ivan Toney is the one for me, man. Ivan Toney is the one for me. I want Ivan Toney at my club so badly, bro, so badly, because he is on I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Ivan Toney is on an upward trajectory. He's going up. Each season of the seasons that he's been in, which I believe is 2 now, second season that he's been in, and he's into his 3rd season now. Yeah, he's got, I believe 14 goals last in the first season, and then in the last season he got 20 goals. So he's going up. His goals are going up. His assists are going up. He's the only thing with Toney is that he plays in a team that isn't a possession-based team. It isn't a possession-based team. But like we saw with Rice was also a player that did not play in a possession-based team. But Rice has come in and hit the ground running. So I can't see any reason why Toney can't hit the ground running. And even if you watched the interview on Dario, the CEO, you can see his mentality. Every single time he has a new challenge, he always wants to go at it. He wants to try it. He believes in himself. How he takes his penalty, he believes he's going to score. He knows he's going to score. That type of mentality is what you need in a team. What you need in a team, man, because it draws you forward, man.
I agree 100% with the Tony verdict that you come to as well. And I just think that, listen, the question always does have to be asked. Let's be honest. The question, you can't not ask the question. That's the whole point of football. And that, yeah, you got to ask the question: can he do it in a possession-based team? Can he do it at Arsenal? Can he do it at a higher level when there's more pressure on you to score that penalty than say at Brentford? But they're questions you do have to ask. But I think a lot of people saying that he's not going to be good for Arsenal and that's more hope rather than thinking logically. I think that you look at Arsenal, like at the end of the day, to put 20 goals away in the Premier League season, to put near 20 goals away in the Premier League season, it doesn't matter who you play for, you can score goals.
Exactly.
And when you've been doing it quite consistently with, like, since he's come into the Premier League, he's been good. I think for me, that will just transform into our team. Listen, he'll get so many more chances. Cool, maybe his conversion rate might not be as good as it is at Brentford, but he'll have double the amount of chances as he did at Brentford. So even if it cuts in half, he scores the 20 goals. That's what we're missing, 20-plus goal season striker. And not only that, I think it gets us out of certain predicaments that we're in when certain things ain't working. You change it up, even vice versa. You start someone like a Tony and he's up there the whole game for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and he's holding on to the ball and whatever, and it ain't working. You bring on someone like Jesus off the bench for him, and then these defenders that are used to being all game with this big guy have now got this nippy little brother in front of them, weaving in and out. So I just think it's a great shout. Like, there's other options. I'm going to throw you a few options, and I want to know your thoughts on them. I'll say their name, and I'll just say yes or no first of all, if you take them or not. Yeah, over Tony. Osimhen.
I wouldn't take him over Tony. No.
Nah. I see.
That's gonna cause a problem. Don't worry, man. I already fought it with 4 guys, man. I fought them.
Listen, I don't know if I agree or disagree, but at the same time, it's not no clear-cut answer either way for me. But for people that say, no, it has to be Osimhen, I say he could flop, though. He could flop in the Premier League. There's a possibility of that. You got to ask the question. I can't say his name, man. I've had to look it up because I can't say his name. Guirassy. He's from he's in the German league. He's currently he plays for Stuttgart. He's currently.
I've heard about him. He's ripping it apart, man.
Would you go for someone like that?
Yeah.
Would you go for someone like that?
Nah, I can't lie. For me, going for Tony, the main reason is he's got Premier League experience. I think the only other players that I would go with, when it comes to, let's say, for instance, an Osimhen or a Guirassy or whatever his name is, when you're taking the risk, it's risk for reward. So we're spending big money. So there's high risk and there's low reward, because yes, you're spending all this money, but if it doesn't work out, you don't win a title in the next 2 years, then that puts you in a position where you spend all of that money. Because let's face it, Osimhen is going to cost 130, 140, 150 million.
Yeah,
so
100%.
And Napoli are already very hard to negotiate with, very difficult to negotiate with. So for us to get Osimhen, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But for me, I'm looking at it on the basis of Tony already in the league, knows what he's got to do. He knows how to play against these defenders. All he has to do is try and get himself used to playing in a team where he has majority of the possession, where he's having to still do what he does, which is drop deep, get the ball, put it forward. He's like Harry Kane in regards to a player that can be utilized in different ways. He's not just a poacher. He's not just in the box trying to get goals. Yeah, he will drop into the midfield, try and get the ball from the halfway line, and that's a recurring theme in some of our best strikers that we've had in this league. Thierry Henry always used to come back into the midfield and pick it up from his own halfway line, and he'd drive forward and try and score a goal. That's the one prime example right
I'll
there.
be honest. I'll be honest. Yeah, I I want Tony. Tony is the guy for me. Tony's the guy that I want. He's the. I just have this really good feeling about Ivan Tony. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. I know people will be like, you're just biased because you like him. Honestly, I just think the way I've watched a lot of his interviews, I've watched a lot of people speak about him, other players, and that I've done a bit of. Like I've always liked Tony. Yeah, so I've always looked at it, and for me, he seems like a guy that's very hard working, very hard training. He seems like a guy that takes football seriously, loves the game, wants to be the best, wants to be as good as he can be. And I just think with this layoff, it's not an injury layoff. This is a layoff where he's probably been training still and everything. He's had a layoff of football where he's probably pissed about it. Like obviously he has that gambling addiction and stuff, so he had to miss 6 months. He's going to come back with a point to prove, in my opinion, and I think he will. And I think if he comes to Arsenal, his point will be, if I come back and I help Arsenal win the Premier League, I'll look like a fucking don. On the level, like you'll be, if he comes back, say he comes back to football, we sign him in January, yeah, we end up winning the league and he ends up getting 17, 15, 17 goals just from January to the end of the season. That's nuts. That's going to be a key factor in us winning the league, if that even happens. But for me, Ivan Toney's the great shout. There's obviously your other guys. You got your Ollie Watkins as well. Could shout him out. He wouldn't be bad. But I just think Tony, man, I like him. I like his vibe. And I'm not gonna lie, Ruben Neves and Tony makes me laugh for two reasons. One, because I think our team will get crazy stronger with them. And two men that have liked to speak about Arsenal will have come to Arsenal, you know, like obviously Tony with the kick about with the boys, obviously that bit of banter. We love that. And then Neves about celebrating. Come celebrate with the boys, you know. We celebrate too much. Come celebrate too much with the boys, you know. So like for me, them two will be great signings for me. And
but even
like,
but sorry, just
yeah, go on.
No, go bro.
No, go bro. I was done.
Even with the Ollie Watkins, yeah, that is a shout. But the only thing is, yeah, with Ollie Watkins, I feel like he thrives in a 4-1 in a 4-4-2. That's the reason why he's playing so well right now. Is that Unai Emery system of the 4-4-2 suits him so much, suits him to a T, because he's able to move around, he's able to play the 1-2s with and it's like an old school 4-4-2 where you have the striker and then you have the other striker who then kind of drops into like a centre forward, similar to how Henri Bergkamp used to do it, how Andy Cole and I forgot his name.
Who?
Andy Cole and
what, United?
For United, yeah. Fucking hell.
Giggs?
Forgot his name.
Cannon
No, striker. But anyway, so like these strikers like to do, yeah. They in that 4-4-2 system, you get strikers that just thrive off of it. So I feel like the 4-4-2 situation was perfect for Ollie Watkins. So I just feel like he's not going to fully be able to integrate into our system. I feel like Tony can definitely integrate into our system. Another possible shout, Dwight York. That's it. It was there, but it was at the back of my head. Dwight York. But even with another great shout could possibly be what's his name? Evan Ferguson,
yeah.
sorry. Evan Ferguson from Brighton. He's another great shout. He's a young player.
Yeah, he's so
and good. He's definitely going to need some time. That's the only problem. Is how long it's going to take.
That's the only problem for me and him. I really like him. I think he's going to be a top player, and I think we should keep an eye on him. Like, but for me, he's not there yet to do potentially what we need. But then you don't know with these young players. Look at Saka. Like, you know, this guy's getting older and older by the years. If we sign it, you don't know. But like, yeah, I think you're right. You might have a point about Ollie Watkins. You might have a bit more chance in the Arsenal team doing 1-2s with the players and stuff. But I think we can agree that Ivan Toney is probably the right choice.
100%. The right choice for me, personally.
For me,
my personal opinion.
I'll be honest. I believe that it's the right choice for the football club. I'll put my neck on the line and say that I think that's what's right for the football club. People will disagree with me. That's fine. It's my opinion. I think that he's the best and makes the most sense. I think depends on the money. Like, let's talk about that as well, because if he is 100+ million, then that's when I start questioning it. Like, if you're talking 60, 70 million, then I'm saying he's the right choice. But if you're entering the higher margins of money, then I have to go back and say, well, we have to look about a bit more. But for me, yeah, that Ivan Toney, man. But would you say we need, if we signed, let's say we signed Ivan Toney, we got Neves on loan, and they said, listen, in the summer they come out and said we want to spend big on a number 8 that's going to be in the summer. Would you want or expect another player to come in? And what player would it be? Like, what position?
You know what? If I'm spending, the thing is, we bring in Ivan Toney in January, and we bring in a Neves. That works, but for the time being, it works. It's only a short-term fix. You're papering over the crack, you know. So that could possibly be what we need to win the league: a Neves and a Toney coming in. But
do you not think Neves could be that guy?
No. I don't think he can be that guy in the mainstay in the team. I don't. I know he's got a mad shot on him, and you know he's good at carrying the ball forward. But for me, I still think we need a world-class player. Neves just isn't in that bracket. I'm not going to try and disrespect him or anything. I'm not trying to disrespect him by saying, oh yeah, he's not world-class. It's just that's the market that we have to shop in at the moment. We have to shop in the world-class bracket, and we have to shop in the world-class market. As simple as that. So maybe we can bring in a Neves, and he can go towards the backup players, or he can work towards our squad depth, of course. But for us, we need to be going for a bigger player, Goretzka, a Barella, you know, a De Jong. Somebody of that ilk, somebody who is a world-class player already, who can come into this team, solidify that midfield, and make us a team that is worthy to challenge. And even if we have a backup, even if we have an injury, we can bring in Neves, who is still good enough to be a backup. Definitely good enough to be a backup.
Yeah, man. I think I agree. Listen, he'd have 6 months. He'd have 6 months to prove us that he could be the mainstay and the main guy in there. I'm not one to say that any player will come in and not be given a chance. Like, say 6 months he comes in and he's just putting in world-class performance after world-class performance after world-class performance, then we can talk about it. Yeah, but he'd have to prove it. But I agree with you where I think you kind of want that guy to come in and be. Sometimes it's not only about the name, about the quality of the player in itself. It's kind of like sometimes the name coming in, you know, when your team does that bit of business, that is a huge name. A lot of people go, oh, like a lot of teams start worrying a bit more. They start going, they take you a bit more seriously. All that happened to us this season, man, with Declan Rice. When we signed Declan Rice, a lot of people were like, okay. Definitely after the City fiasco and them trying to get involved and us all breaking down as a fan base going, we've lost him. Arsenal this, Arsenal that. We end up getting Rice. It's why that this window was one of the most disappointing windows for me, like one of the most disappointing windows ever. Not the most disappointing, but one of them, because just that we didn't capitalize on what a great start we made. We were literally 1 or 2 signings away from having an immaculate window.
Yeah, so, exactly.
So that hurt. I think the Timber, like say for example, Timber didn't get injured and we signed Kudus. Yeah, for me, this would have been a banging window. I believe that this would have been like almost near on perfect window of what you can do as a club. Maybe if we'd got at like a Cedric and that as well, but I'm not really going to nitpick on them things. The Havertz thing, I wouldn't nitpick on that if we also signed Kudus and Timber weren't injured. So yeah, man. For me,
we're definitely.
Go on.
No, go on, bro.
No, go on. It's cool.
I think we're definitely closer to winning the league, but we still need to, you know when you just need to get over that final hurdle, but you just can't. We need to get the energy to be able to get over that final hurdle, and I feel like that's when we need to bring in these last few players. We're so close. We just need to bring in these last final players, get them in, make sure that we're getting the correct players in of a world-class level, because that's the level that we're at right now. We need to be fighting for world-class players. I'll keep on repeating it because it's so important. You have to implement that into the team, into the mindset of the team. It's so important because of where we are right now. And even now, I just saw some breaking news that came out regarding Arsenal on Eduardo Hagen's page on Twitter, where he said that breaking news: Arsenal want to sign Valencia's Jarek Gasiorowski. I think that's how you say his name. The Gunners have followed the Spaniard for years and weren't able to sign him before due to the Brexit restrictions. He's 18-year-old centre-back and has a 20 million euro release clause. So, listen, we're currently shopping for centre-back still. So clearly, Arteta's still not happy with the defense, which I feel like this season has been one of our highlights.
Yeah,
our defense.
You know what? You're bang on with that. With the whole we're so close, because I'll be honest with you, a lot of people wouldn't like to hear this. A lot of people wouldn't want to. Like, I generally believe, wholeheartedly, it won't happen, but wholeheartedly, that if Arsenal were to in January, just for an example, sign a Ruben Neves and Harry Kane, we'd win this league this year.
Yeah.
You put Harry Kane and another midfielder in this team, and we stay pretty injury free at the back, and that we win this league, and that's how close we are. But that Harry Kane striker is very hard to find. That's what we would hope Tony will be. Not necessarily the level of Kane, but near or thereabouts, like where you could say, like, right, he's getting 15 goals in half a season, near enough, like 27 goals a season or something at a team like Arsenal, So I agree with you, man. I think that's how close we actually are to being able to win the league. So for me, we need to just pull the trigger. Arsenal need to just pull the trigger and get the signings done. Listen, get me that midfielder, get me that striker, and then I don't care where the rest of your money goes. You can spend another centre. You can buy another centre back. You can buy whatever you need to buy. For me, that guy, that 20 million, that could be a guy that you get profit on in the future. We need that. We need that in the club. Like, he could be someone you sign for 20 million. He's there season. He ain't getting in over Saliba or Gabriel potentially. And then you go, oh, we want 50 million for him, 40 million for him. And you get that. That's who we need to start, like what we need to also start doing. But it's hard because we're not a club like Chelsea. Like, as fans, I believe we get like a bit more of an emotional attachment to players that come to our club. It's not so Chelsea. There's no way they've got an emotional attachment to every single player that they sign. They've got a whole new team. Like, it's not the same when people come into Arsenal. It's like joining a family, bro. When people join Chelsea, it's like you're just with the man them in Nando's and there's a load of people there, and you're just sitting. Like when what Chelsea's like. When one person has a birthday party and they have like 10 groups of friends and they invite people, a couple people from that group, couple people from that group, couple people. You're there and it's a vibe. It's a vibe, but it's not the same vibe as when you're with all your man them and you're just there and it's just you're all cool. You know what I mean? So that's what it's like for Chelsea right now and teams like that. So sometimes it's harder for Arsenal and that to get players and like just ship them out all of a sudden, unless they piss fans off and they play bad. But then you're not getting the good money for them,
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, man.
100%. No, 100%, man. 100%. And I feel like just going into this transfer window, it's so important. This is do or die for us. So we need to make sure we're making the right decisions. Because if you want to go and win this league, you have to put your money where your mouth is. If you can't put your money where your mouth is because of financial fair play restraints, then we need to look at getting somebody on loan. Because if we are going to lose Thomas Partey, and we are gonna be trying to get new players in, we need to be getting them in quick, because January, December would have already passed, so we would have gotten through the tough fixtures. Thomas Partey isn't even there, so we already have a lot of games to go through and not a lot of players to get us through it. So right now we need to, it's do or die. It's literally do or die for us to win this title, because we need to start seeing trophies from this project. I think our team is good enough. We just need to improve it a little bit more. More.
We do need to start seeing trophies, because I'll be honest, like I look at us and I say we do need something soon. Like we need to get a bit of relevance again. You know, we need to get people are like starting to get to the point where people talking about the past, they're starting to become right. You know, like it's starting to become the point where you got to then start looking at, if we ain't winning stuff, we got to start shutting up a bit, because it will come again, but we need it to come, because like you win one Premier League now, then when the next season and the next season, when you're talking about the Invincibles and that, you've got a bit of credit right now where you could say, yeah, and we also won it a couple of years ago, bruv. We got 14 league titles, we got whatever the amount of league titles, you know, whatever team you are. You know, if you've won recently, you can talk a bit more. You can bring up the past a bit more, because they're like, oh, yeah, they can bring up the past. And if they say anything, you say, but we won last year as well. So it don't matter about the 5 years before that, because if you want to talk about the 5 years before that, that's the past as well. So we need something. We need something this year. I'm not saying we need the Premier League this year, but we need to be battling for the Premier League, and we need to be doing well in the Champions League. You know, but because with that City, but listen, we don't know what's happening with City. The only thing is, knowing our luck, we'll end up winning the league this season, and City will get some point deduction and that, and they'll be like, you only won the league because Man City got point deduction and that. And I'll be saying, I don't give a shit, man. We won the Premier League.
You think if anybody thinks that they're gonna down my mood if I win the league and City got a point deduction, bro, respectfully, go fuck yourself, bro. I'm gonna be screaming and running down the roads, going crazy, bro. I won the league. I'm Premier League champion back again, bro. Again. Last time I saw my team, it was 2004, bro. What the hell, bro? I'm going crazy.
Bro, just think, even like all these little like live streams that we're doing, that we lit, bro. When you're going on people's channels and that, bro, you got the chest, bro.
I'm gonna be walking in with a different type of chest, bro. Different type.
Bro, you see the City fans, and it's like, bro, they rattle you, they try and rattle you, and they're doing it. And the thing is, you can't really chat too much shit to them, because you talk about the past, your club ain't good enough, bro. They don't care. It's like a water on a duck's back. It goes straight off, mate, because they don't care, because they're winning now. They're currently so happy with their team. They're currently so happy. They've watched the treble. They've watched this. So it don't matter what you say to them about their fact. They don't care. So they're always going to have the edge when you're bantering, you know, because nothing will rattle them. Nothing will rattle them until they don't win it. If Arsenal win the league this year, that's when they'll start getting rattled when we say stuff, you know. So we need to go for that, man. But I know you got to start going. I know you said you ain't got much time, so I'll start wrapping up. But yeah, man. So what, 2 players minimum transfer window?
Yeah, bro. Listen, I think at the moment we have to try and get 2 players. I think that's the max that they'll go. Maybe 3. 3 will be very surprising. If they get 3 players, I'm gonna be like, what the hell? What's going on?
Yeah. Definitely us in January.
But this is just based off of the fact that we loaned David Raya. So I'm thinking that's probably the reason why, is because we're trying to go hard in this January transfer window, is the reason why we loaned him out. So listen, we don't know what the future holds, but we definitely need to get at least 30, at least 30. At least 2 players, a striker possibly, and a midfielder. Ivan Toney and Ruben Neves would absolutely put us miles forward. Just because you're adding Ivan Toney and you're adding Ruben Neves, who 26 years old, knows the league anyway, and he's bored of playing in the Saudi league. He wants to come back and play some real football in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Some competitive, proper football. Not even trying to disrespect the Saudi league and that, but bro, it's different league, man. Different league.
Yeah,
It's
man.
different levels. You know what I mean? But yeah, 100%, man. Tony and Neves, for me, I think that wins us the league, man. It puts us very, very close, just on the brink of winning the league. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I think that could push us to the end. We don't know for sure. Obviously, there's a lot there's a lot more you don't know. Sleep gets injured and stuff, but like it'll put us in a good
Touch
position
wood.
to compete. Yeah, obviously touch all the wood, mate. But yeah, for
Pause.
me, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just think we're going to
Yeah.
get two. Two is the max we'll probably get. Any more two, and maybe like a youngster or something in now, something along them lines. But main additions to the team, two. Yeah, them two are great. I think they're two stat, and like if we sign Tony, I think it will justify a lot of the summer to me, and it might even raise up my summer transfer a bit more. Where I'm like, maybe that's why we didn't go for a striker. That's why we didn't spend that extra money, because we knew that Ivan Tony was not available at the time, and we were going to wait for him to be available to go and get him. I can accept that a bit more, rather than if we were to sign like another striker, I'll be like, why didn't we sign him in the summer for signing him now, sort of thing. So yeah, man. But listen, people, thank you for tuning in. For the people that tuned in, everyone watching the video, thank you for watching the video. Links will be in the description for the Footy Corner. It's sad. Check him out. He does a lot of shows. I'm on a few of them. He's got loads of other good panelists. Check him out. Make sure to subscribe. Every little helps. You know, Tesco ads. I'm just in blue. I look a bit like a Tesco worker. If you don't see the if you don't see the badge, look a bit like a Tesco worker. But yeah, every little help.
Blue and red.
Yeah, I can't unsee that now, bro. But yeah, listen, make sure to follow him, subscribe, like this video, and all that good stuff. We'll be back with more content on the channel. This is only episode 1, straight to the point. So we'll be back with more. You'll see him Bear more times, hopefully. So yeah, listen, people, peace. Thanks for coming on, brother.
All good, man. All good.